We'll put a Rapunzel in our D&D world. Um, and so I want to change the music because this is a little too high tension for me right now. So
I just need to like chill, bro.
So what we have done here is this is the Dungeons and Dragons game for 5th edition. And I am the DM for a bunch of my friends, and we are playing in this world that I created, homebrew, called Evameria. The campaign is called Hollow Earth, and this is the whole continent, the whole map, everything that's been created. This is everything within the world. And to give you guys a little bit of a recap, we'll go through where the characters are. You guys who are here, you can give your own introductions. And by the way, we're doing this because I lost VODs for my Dungeons and Dragons sessions because of some shit which was really sad. So we're doing this as a recap for other people, and then I have the first 2 or 3 sessions already ready, and then I'm gonna put this up before I put those up on the YouTube channel. All right, so what are you doing, Donnie?
She repping that blood colors gray, you know what I'm saying?
Did you say blood?
You ready? The king.
What are you saying? You're the world's worst gangster I've ever seen. It looked like you just got out of the cold and were trying to warm up your fingers. You're first. You're first.
Great.
I'm first. Hello, I am Alec Donaldson, but if you've been watching this campaign for any period of time, you'll know my character as Robert Thiernier, the half-elf, half-human from the town of Eothes. Eotheus, my bad. He is a bard who is massively fascinated with the lore of the world, and specifically the gods and goddesses that resonate in it. So, he's on his journey to discover maybe more about these gods and goddesses. And he rolls like shit.
Yeah, one of the most unluckiest men in the world.
Maybe the unluckiest, single most.
Potentially.
Potentially.
Yeah. So next we'll go to Snuds. Okay.
Okay. Just so you know, my laptop is being kind of slow and lagging a bit, but
Okay.
yeah. So Snuds, also known as Snudder Motto. I'm the main character. I'm a goblin. I'm a monk also. He enjoys cleaning. He likes mops. He's kind of a shitter. He does the funny things, and yeah, he just kind of vibes with the group and likes to fuck with people because it's funny.
Yeah. Also, you're a pirate and you come from the land of Sakana.
Oh shit! I forgot I'm a pirate, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. How'd you forget you're a pirate? Oh
I
fuck.
don't know.
Hey!
Oh.
Oh, wait.
The way of the mop. Great. The way of the mop.
The way of the mob.
Yeah, no,
Oh, that was Lucas. I have to kick him from the server eventually. He was here
I
for
think
he
he has a
served
bit of
one
charm.
purpose. He served one purpose, and then I was happy with that. Anyways, so yeah, Gabe's character
that out of your mouth,
is the way of the mop, right? He's it's a monk monastery that he believes to exist. We don't know if it does, but yeah, Gabe, I actually can't believe you forgot you're a pirate.
Crazy.
And speaking of, another pirate that exists is Ilara. She's in the
It's shafted.
she's in the top left. Oh fuck! For some reason I thought you already went. I don't know why, Nova. Nova, you can go first. I'm sorry. I just had a good
Oh.
segue and I went along with it. My bad.
No, you can do Alara first. I just need to ask a question. Are
Yeah.
we doing characters from as we met them when we first started the campaign, or as of what we know right now?
I think we should do it as when we first met them.
Yeah,
so
it's as
we
when
can
we
build our way
yeah
up throughout this
yeah.
kind
okay,
of
cool.
recap, if you will.
So Elara is a tabaxi rogue. I'll quickly just show you guys. Actually, you guys can see on the screen. There's the extension. If you're on desktop, you can go over the screen and you can see all the character sheets. But Elara is a tabaxi rogue, and she's also a pirate. She hails from the country of Demetrio and the city of Laverna. She's kind of on a quest to find her family, which she got separated from, and is really good partners, not friends. They're not friends with Snuttermotto.
Hey man,
What?
they're friends.
Sometimes they would say that. Sometimes they might not. And she really just likes taking anything that she really might want to take. However, sometimes that's hard to do. Next is Nova, your character.
Okay. Yes. As of when we first met her. So, the campaign started on her 18th birthday, and she was basically like a middle-class woman who, why are you making a face?
Wrong.
I know
class,
why you're
Toby.
I know why you're making a face. We were doing it when we first met them.
As they first met.
Right.
You just said that, bro.
Spoilers, Pog. Okay, no, she was. She's a middle class ranger who wouldn't disclose where she was from, and while she liked to let on that she was very cool, she was actually a huge idiot and makes a lot of huge idiot moves. A lot. Something that she does is she likes to roll one really good roll every time we have combat, and she likes to do one really good thing that's like almost an insta kill, and then all of her other rolls are bad. So
I think like they're pretty average, but you always get
They're
like
pretty
that one.
average.
You always
I
get
get
like
the one
one
really
big
good
one,
one.
and then it's just like,
the rest of them are just like,
you know,
okay.
you do your job. You're like in basketball, you're like the sixth man who comes off the bench. You drop like
Yeah.
a bunch of 3 points, and then you're just like, I'm out. You play 3 and D, and then you're out in the fourth quarter. You just get
Yeah.
your team the lead. That's it.
So
At least you get your one roll, man.
At least you get your one.
If I were to describe her, she's like, she's mean, but she doesn't deserve it because she's kind of dumb. Like she didn't earn the right to be mean because she's kind of dumb.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. Next we'll go to Aylin. Aylin is a wood elf druid from the forest over here in Demetrio. She kind of came abruptly into our starting town here, Algama, which I'll get into the terrain in a little bit. But she came in kind of in a panic, trying to take care of this hawk that she found like tattered and kind of in pain, bloodied. It was kind of a mess. She's very defensive, very cautionary, and if there's something she wants to protect, she will always try to protect it. And along that kind of line of thinking, and the first person she met in Algama was Loliot Braun. And Loliot Braun is a dragonborn fighter who swears on his life that he is not a dragonborn, but nobody actually knows what the fuck he means by that. They just kind of call him crazy. And he's from the town over here of Mira, and he on a consistent basis just tries to get through day by day. Whatever happens to him, he's just trying to get through it. But after he meets Aylin and the rest of the party, he kind of is forced to get out of his comfort zone and deal with things that he's not usually used to. He's a guard and kind of this world's version of a policeman, but he's forced to do more than just capture somebody and then if he thinks that they're fine, let them go. He's forced to kind of take a few more violent risks. against some more dangerous foes. Now, the world of Evameria and our campaign is vast, but it really takes place at first in this small, quaint town of Algama, which at the very beginning is the starting town, which everyone wakes up in. They wake up in or arrive in first off. So the first thing that happened was Snutter and Ilara both woke up, right? And what was it? Those two both woke up, and what? Ilara fucking, I think she just like ripped you out under the bed, right? Okay. I think he's lagging. Oh. Oh, okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, she was just like gripping me by the leg and holding me upside down.
Yeah, cause you were like sleeping underneath the bed and shit. I think have your camera off so then it lags less for you.
Okay.
But yeah, so Ilara was just like holding you up by your leg, kind of like dangling you. You're a goblin, so you're like way shorter than she is. She like towers over you. And it's kind of like this like buddy cop kind of like dynamic between you two at the beginning. You guys are up there, you guys go downstairs, and then the next person to wake up is Nova, your character, Silva. You're like going through all of your belongings, trying to make sure you're okay. And also, you are it's your birthday. It's your birthday at this moment, which is really cool. And your character was hungry, so you went downstairs. And then Robert, you reading a tome, and like tuning your lute. You're getting ready to perform, but you're like, oh fuck, I can't just perform for myself. I gotta perform for some people. And then you go downstairs also. Then the next person to wake up is Loliet. Or no. Okay, no, yeah, actually it was the next person to wake up was Loliet, and he wakes up if we go over to this map over here, this is Algama right here. So a bunch of them everyone started off in this inn over here, and then Loliet ended up being over here in this tavern. Not tavern, this guard's post. So, Loliet wakes up and he meets his boss, Arlok. And basically, he's just getting ripped, and he's the first to wake up. In this world, dragonborn and minor races such as like half-orcs, goblins, tieflings, which by the way, in Dungeons and Dragons, there's multiple different races, right? So, there's obviously humans, but there's elves, there's gnomes, dwarves, goblins, pixies, dragonborns, half-orcs. You think of it, it's probably in there. And if it's not, you just make it up, because you can do that in this game, which is really cool. But basically, Loliet wakes up, and he's being treated like shit. He's the only dragonborn guard that these people really know of, and they kind of treat him like shit for that, which is fucked up. And so, he wakes up, Arlok's chewing him out. Arlok's like, what the fuck are you doing, boy? Go get your shit done. I don't pay you to sit around doing nothing. And that's kind of the vibes. And what ends up happening is Loliet realizes he has to train this newbie named Devin Bones. And Devin Bones is one of the greatest additions to D&D as a whole. Devin Bones is my magnum opus character. I believe that to be true. Can you guys give your quick quips and your favorite moments of Devin? At least, actually, we'll wait until we get to the next session. But I'll give the. I quickly want to give. I quickly want to show the art of Devin. I wanna find the Dungeons and Dragons chat and show the fucking drawn by
our own.
Nova right here. I'm gonna open original. This is the kind of depiction of Devin. Bowl haircut, young boy, garden training.
I've never been hugged by a girl before.
Wow. A woman?
I have never been hugged by a girl before.
Exactly. And so Devin and Lolliot train together, or he's getting his first day, his training, and Devin's clumsy as shit, doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's young, right? He's like 16. And they are out and about trying to get a feel for the town for Devin when Aylin comes up to Lolliot screaming for help, and her hawk is bleeding. Her hawk in her hands she's just bleeding. There's and she doesn't know what to do. She's like screaming for help. I don't know where Gabe went. That was him. But and as this is going on and they're asking for help, Lolliot brings them over to Madame Mona's. Afterwards, which or while this is happening, the group inside the tavern are all bustling about, trying to get to know each other. And the first interaction between Snuds, Ilara, and a young boy, Robert Thiernier, doesn't go as planned. What happened there?
So I'm primed and ready to meet some new people, because my character, he's kind of this like outgoing guy. You know, he's young and spry, and he's a musician. You know, yeah, he wants friends. He just wants to like explore, right? And so he comes up to these first people he meets, and he's like, "Awesome, these guys look cool. I'm gonna talk to them." And he does, and has water poured on his head by Snutter.
Yeah.
For what reason exactly? You can continue to question it. I've continued to question it. We don't know.
I don't think even I just thought I think he just thought it was funny.
He just thought it was funny. A
He
truly
did it for the bit.
chaotic, evil man.
I remember
And
why.
that's
It was
fantastic.
because Robert was being annoying, and then
No, I just said one word. I just said hello, and he instantly
You
said,
said-
"Can I pour water?"
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what
Jericho,
happened.
Didn't you make him do something annoying, and then
No, that was
Alec
No, that was afterwards, to see how much it affected his psyche. And I made him roll a performance roll, which he got like 18, and his long flowing blonde hair
My final good
whips
roll.
it off. And then he's
your
just
first and final.
yeah,
Yeah.
just whips it off. He's like, "Oh, nice." Just brushing the water out of his hair, his beautiful blonde locks.
Snutter, now that we have you back, could you explain that to us? Why did you pour the water? Is there any deep meaning to it, or was it just kind of funny?
Just cause I had to start strong.
Yes, to
Yeah,
assert his
and
dominance.
you did.
He is
You
the
did.
Sigma male.
Admittedly, yeah, true.
And so that ended up happening. And what did you do, Silva? I forget what you did in this moment.
I literally just said hi. That was it.
Yeah, I think
I didn't
you
do
just
much.
went in and tried to de-escalate.
I was trying to be so lowbrow. Like I was like, I'm so middle class, guys. Check me out.
And as it goes on,
I still can't
yeah?
believe you thought your last name was the goddamn rearranging of Arthura,
And she
but you
spelled
had
it wrong.
spelled it
It was
wrong.
a typo.
It has.
It
It was a typo on both programs. How was I supposed
was a
to know?
It was a typo on the original one because I took it from the character sheet, but my typo carried over because I wasn't thinking.
Nice.
Sad.
That's
Um,
so
We'll
funny.
get to what I'm talking about in a second.
Yeah.
Which after that they kind of notice what's going on outside. Aylin and Lolliot are already out and about, but the group inside the tavern don't really pay attention to it. Aylin and Lolliot and Devin go over to Mona, and Madame Mona is this jaunty old lady, kind of curvy, you know. She got them thick vibes, and she got that dumpy.
Which
Especially.
Pixar character? The robot?
I think it's the
What was-
robot from what?
Aunt Fanny? What's her name?
I forget, but I know the one you're talking about.
The aunt from Robots.
Yeah,
Or yeah.
with a huge badonkadonk. And this sweet old lady who has a bunch of healing items, and she finds a way to kind of restore the health of this bird that she has. Unfortunately, the hawk isn't completely better, and Aylin needs to find out what's wrong. She figures out that this hawk is a fake creature, and she needs to figure out exactly what's wrong. And so as time goes on, they hear of a sale, or a merchant's night that is going on, in the southeastern side of Algama. And so when they go to the night market later on, all the group finds themselves there, and they see all these different markets, and there are three of them. There was a bookseller, a ring seller, and a map seller. The bookseller was this girl named Benevolence, but people called her Beanie or Bean. Then there was Peyton, who was a old ass map seller. He kind of made fun of Robert for having bad breath, because he kind of got up into his face, which everyone agreed with.
Okay, well, they didn't.
This was
No,
the
they
first
did. It
instance
was
of
canon.
men where Silva
It was
flames
canon.
Robert unprovoked.
Yeah, no, Robert, it was canon.
Really?
Junsky, welcome back. Quick rundown. D&D, we have our 6 characters here, but only 3 people are actually are here. And we're going through the first session. It's just people meeting up with each other, and then no one really knows each other until right now, where they kind of meet up for the first time. And then finally, the last stand had Oliver, who is a ring seller. So as time goes on, they get a few books from. You guys can say what you guys got, or like any specific things.
I think
Well,
that's
I
when I got the. I think that's when I got the book about cleaning supplies, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did get the book about cleaning supplies, which
I
was funny.
bought for you, overpaid for it,
Yeah, you did get scammed by her.
and no, I willingly got scammed. Somehow I conned myself into
Yeah,
it. and
you
then-
believed that it
Yeah.
was worth more.
I tried to like go back and be like, it's a scam, but then I subsequently also fell for it.
Yeah.
No,
And she was like,
Snuds
"How
then
dare
stole the
you."
money back. The true hero of the day, showing his
Yes.
first main character moment of
You
men.
guys
Cool.
wanna know the TLDR of the story? Silva and Robert make fun of each other, and then Snuds is the best character.
Any D&D story that we're gonna have tonight is gonna be summed up to that. So
Basically,
ready?
Snuds is the main character, and Robert and Silva are his what's it called, comedy relief.
Yeah, comedy
we're
relief.
the
sidekicks.
Robin, the both of us, or the
Robin
you're
and
back?
Batgirl.
True.
And basically what ends up happening is they eventually get to the third stand with Oliver. And Oliver is not a ring seller. He's actually a thief for hire. Which he hands them a business card for that literally says thief for hire, which is not something you should hand to a guard, like, ever, but he does, and he just doesn't care, and he ends up stealing all of their belt pouches, specifically trying to challenge Ilara, another thief and rogue to a duel. And as he runs away from them and this big crowd, they all chase after him into a duel over here. This duel over here being the first of many duels, which they ended up fighting Oliver, a few other rogues that were there, some bullywugs, just a band of like misfits. And what ends up happening is easy fight goes on here. They kind of have him by the balls. Ice Knife prepared to shoot him. He falls asleep, gets knocked out on his ass, just gets fucked up. And when they beat him, he runs away like a pussy, but he tells them, "I don't have your gold. I'm sorry, sweetheart, but you're gonna have to look a little bit closer." And they find out through a few clues and interrogating one man that was there who kind of got shackled up. Barry the thief. He got shackled up, and he ended up getting told that if he didn't help you guys, that you guys were gonna like fuck him up or send him to jail. I don't know. It was for his freedom. Oh, how could I forget? Fucking Devin almost creamed his jeans hugging a girl for the first time. I forgot about that moment. Devin,
That's the moment that if Aylin was here would have brought up.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Aylin's favorite moment.
I think that was her favorite moment during the session. Having this sweet young boy nut in his jeans after being hugged by a beautiful elven girl. And so that ends up happening. And so after this happens and they go back, they all go to their respective like places to sleep. Lolliot stays awake because he's a beast and didn't get hit because he has a huge armor class. Armor class basically means, I'm going to get into a little bit of the nitty gritty. So this is the character's stat sheet or character sheet. And this is all determined by these skill scores right here, or ability scores. And everyone has different things. People have higher health if they have higher constitution. People will be able to persuade people the more that the more charisma they have. Let's look at Lolliot's. Based on certain equipment and stuff, you might have like higher armor class, which means like it's harder for people to hit you. Based on like your armor. If you have a stronger weapon, you could probably do more damage. There's a lot of things. And basically, the way to describe it is, the way to describe your ability scores is the tomato method. Strength is your ability to crush a tomato. Dexterity is your ability to throw a tomato. Constitution is your ability to eat a rotten tomato and not have it affect you. Intelligence is your ability to tell that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is the ability to tell that you should not put a tomato in a fruit salad. And then charisma is your ability to sell a tomato-based fruit salad. And that's how it goes for a lot of these things. A lot of DMs love that I use that in our session 0, which is basically the character creation and where I describe the world. And a lot of DMs love using that analogy because it really makes sense and it kind of puts things into perspective. But every character should honestly be unique and different because you'll take things in different stuff. I've never seen a character sheet that's exactly the same. Unless it's like purposefully made to be the exact same. Excuse me. So after this, they go back and Silva, if you want to explain what happened with your character, kind of like the quick rundown.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you remember, I was packing stuff up when I was first introduced, and I had a letter from my parents. Who knows what was in that letter? It's a mystery. So I go up to the nicest house in town. I see that it's a governess. I remember that there's like a governess living here, and her name is Miss Willow Spring. And I'm like, hey, bitch, can I crash here for the night? And she's like, yeah. And I show her the paper, and I'm like, here's my papers. And she's like, wow.
Kind of a hard ass.
And yeah, she's like a buff lady. If you play Danganronpa, which is all I ever talk about, think of Sakura, but like mean. And then I meet her daughter. And her daughter is like super into fairies, which is
Little
awesome
Dana.
because I'm super into fairies.
Yeah.
Dana comes back like crazy, and I have like a really great sleep. And then I go, and she's like, "Do you want anything before you go?" The next morning, and I'm like, "Oh, actually, my friend has really bad breath, so if you could give me like a couple mints, that'd be awesome." And she gives me some mint.
Yeah, she had some magical mint leaves, and so that's how that session ends. And so on to the next session, which was, give me 1 second, I gotta pull up that. The next session, they all wake up, you know, they're all back again in like all their not homes, but all their residency areas. And this day, it's them trying to figure out where they can go to find their gold. And quick rundown, they talk to Barry. Barry says it's in this like weird cavern that we found. It should probably be in there. And he says, but within this cavern, we've sent people in there, but they haven't left. But it's probably in there if you want to go check it out, which all of them do. But before that, they go to a few places. They go to the Blacksmith, and they meet, I think his name was, what was his name? Fuck, I gotta pull up my, I make so many NPCs, sometimes it's hard to keep track. It was Calpurna the Blacksmith, and they learn all these like places where to go from the innkeeper Aylin, who, Snuds, if you want to talk about your experiences with Aylin, feel free.
The innkeeper Aylin, she's I honestly don't remember too much about her, but I remember talking to her, and she's funny, doing funny stuff and annoying her. It's great.
Damn.
I was talking more about your first instance of discovering somebody who might be part of your monastery.
Shit. Right. So I noticed that she was cleaning one time, and I very excitedly went up to her and I questioned her on her cleaning skills, and I was wondering if she was part of the Way of the Mop, but she's too fucking ignorant and bigoted, so she doesn't know what I'm talking about. And yeah, it goes like that.
Most monk monasteries have things like the Way of the Open Hand, which is all about how to strike someone with your hands and stun them and really affect someone like that, or the Way of the Shadow, which is like you can teleport within shadows and sneak anywhere. The Way of the Mop, we don't really know anything about it just yet, but Snutter believes it to be true, and that it is the strongest of monk like ways of life. And so they end up going to the blacksmith, and then they end up going to the tavern, and they meet Milo, a very flamboyant barkeep who is very, very nice to them. Has kind of a thing for Robert and Lolliot.
Oh, he was the thick one.
He did have a fat ass.
A fat ass, yeah.
And he gives them a bunch of rumors, especially that there's an abandoned dungeon nearby, which directly lines up with Barry's sayings of, yeah, so we were stationed in an abandoned like dungeon or cavern. And so as they leave to try and go find him or find the cavern, they come in contact with another combat encounter, which kind of hit a few players in a few soft spots.
Rip, sorry, lol.
Yeah, they ended up killing everybody here. And it was kind of crazy. So there were a few bullywugs, some bugbears, a few human bandits, and they got through this fight pretty cleanly. The big thing was watching Aylin try to climb up a tree, but then fall on her back, and then starting the fight. And then them quickly picking up the pace. One of them fucking tried to attack Lolliot, but he was too strong. He rolled a 1, and he basically skewered himself in the chest. And what ended up happening another time was Silva shot an arrow into the big bugbear's foot and then pinned him into a fire that he had been pushed into by Snuds. Lots of intense things happening here. And Devin and Barry were here too. And they were just watching this. Devin and Barry were here too. And they were watching this happen. Because Devin was too scared to fight. And they didn't trust Barry to try and fight. So as this happens, they end up learning that the bugbear had a wife. And they killed her. They killed her in cold blood.
Let's go!
That's what he gets for being a simp.
They killed a bugbear in hella cold blood. And he dies. And he screams, "My wife!" And then he dies too. And he's like, "At least I can see you again." And then they bury him. And they write, "Rip, sorry, lol" in the dirt.
Yeah, get fucked.
No. Not enough. That is not exactly what happened. Because he screamed "my wife," the pirate characters decided to pocket his wedding rings.
Yeah, they stole... Exactly, yeah. They did steal his wedding rings. They stole his wedding ring plus the wife's wedding ring that was on them. But Aylin sees this, and for some reason, she's just in tears seeing this. And so they bury them with the wedding rings. Next, what ends up happening is, after that, they take a long rest, they sleep, they stake out, kind of the entrance, seeing if anybody leaves, which they don't, and they decide to enter themselves, which, they were immediately introduced with a deep, dark voice, saying, "Why are you here? Tell me your reasons, for untruthful words will deliver you a punishment fitting for treason." Which, they said, "Oh, we're here peacefully, we're just trying to get through." And Snud says, "Yeah, totally peacefully. There was nobody dead at all or some shit." And then they ended up having to fight some skeletons because he lied. Crazy. And so, from this point forward, it's, a bunch of other... at this point forward, there's Josh. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. What's up?
Let's go.
Hope you're here for movie night.
Hey.
We're doing a D&D recap. If you guys haven't seen D&D or want to get into it, this is a campaign that I run on Fridays. Currently on hiatus, but we're doing a quick recap for everybody who's new and hasn't seen it before. I think everybody deserves the chance to experience D&D at least once in their life. Jason, thank you so much for the follow. I have follow notifications off because I got botted, and I haven't actually hit 1,000. I'm 79 away from actually hitting 1,000 real human followers, which is unfortunate. But thank you so much for coming, and I really hope you guys are interested in D&D because we have a lot. Currently, we are on the 3rd session that happened. The party is trying to find their stolen gold pouches. Can Twitch take away the bot followers or not? They just deleted a bunch of bot accounts, but I guess some new ones got created. And it happened while I was playing Roblox, which was unfortunate. But anyways, next session. So this is the world of my campaign, Hollow Earth.
Wait, is my mic working?
Your mic is now
Yes.
working.
Okay, there you go.
and-
Has it been, how long have I not been?
Maybe like 30 seconds. But this is the whole, I made this whole map myself, right? this is the world of Evameria, and they start right here in the country of Demetrio and the small town of Algama. And they can, the cool thing about Dungeons and Dragons is this whole world is explorable, right? I'm so excited for you guys to go to like Mira or the Hollow Forest, Vulcan, the Vulcan Archipelago. Bro,
Hopefully it
I don't
doesn't
need-
take us that long to get there, Pepe laugh.
Oh, yeah, no, it will. It'll take you guys so long. Because you guys have so much... Dude, Asgarth is going to be, like, levels 3 to 5 alone. Like, at least 2 or 3 months alone in Asgarth. The first time.
Oh.
Who knows? But, anyways. So, and then who knows what's going on in all the different bodies of water. There's everything. You guys literally have pirates, right? There's kingdoms, cities, caverns that are meant to be explored. So I hope you guys, chat, I hope you guys are excited to see this world unfold over the many, many months. And so, back to the session. They had their gold stolen from them by a thief who then gave it to another group, a thieves guild who were hiding in this cavern. And as they were in it, there were, the first thing that happened, a bunch of skeletons popped up and attacked them, which they easily handled. But then, they were traveling through, they made it through here, all over here. And do you guys kind of want to explain your like impressions of the dungeon and like what went on?
I will just clarify for the majority of it.
were
Lolliot
playing
and
patty cake.
Silva.
Yeah.
Lolliot and Silva were playing patty cake in the first room because we were stupid and thought something would happen there when it didn't.
Yeah, you guys were so like non-active and it was funny. You guys were just playing patty cake up there and we're like, you know what? We don't need to go. And then they almost died in the second room.
Well, Snudge, if you would like to take the helm here.
Yeah, what'd you do to
Explain
this
why.
gold statue? Who
What
asked
happened?
you?
Yeah.
This gold statue
What
asked
went
you for
wrong?
your deepest, darkest secrets in order to let you through.
And you said like pushy money weed or something? No.
I don't remember this part too well. That's crazy, guys. Sorry. Yeah. I saw a shiny gold thing and I thought it would be funny to smash it with a crowbar, and I did.
You
I
tried
also
to.
lied to
You
it.
tried.
Oh yeah, I tried to. But the thing also asked me a question, and I didn't answer the question properly, and we got attacked by zombies.
All you did
or,
was lie,
something like
and
that.
then zombies came out of the ground.
Yeah, it was fun. Also, we met the best character in the room on like the very bottom left. It was
Oh.
Frederick the Knight, I think.
Oh
I think that was the
yeah,
name.
yeah. So, they went through and they finally got through this. And all good, Lexi. If you fall asleep again, don't worry. Naps are pog. But so they went through this way, and the group kind of split up, right? Most of the group stayed like back here or like over here. But I think Ilara, Aylin, and was it Robert went down? And they went down to meet Frederick the Knight. And Frederick the Knight basically told them that he was trapped within this this statue. His soul was trapped here. And he's Frederick the Fearless, which is kind of like a play on who he actually is, because his character, he's actually a massive pussy. He actually died like with his pants down, which once you look past his sword, which is plunged into the ground, his statue is built where his pants are actually down and you can see his tiny peepee. Or I think maybe it was just his underwear. But the bulge was not very, very big. And the only way for him to be freed, his spirit, was for them to lie to him. But as soon as they lied, he said, "Thank you, and I'm sorry," because a giant fucking boulder started rolling down trying to kill them. which they were able to dodge, which was very good. And you know, time goes on. They go through these dungeon. They go through this dungeon. There's a few traps. Robert gets trapped in one. Gets fucking snared up. Almost dies.
Three.
Oh,
2 or 3?
2. I think you got trapped in 2 traps because you guys didn't. You guys didn't like try to check for any traps or whatever. But now you guys know. I should have given you guys perception checks. Like immediate perception checks. My bad. And then they came across.
Gotta ask. We're on our own.
True, but you guys were new. You guys were new. You didn't exactly know. But then there was this this door over here that they didn't know what was on the other side, and then there was this wooden door over here that they didn't know what was on the other side. And as they went through, they eventually got into this room over here first, which held a man. Actually, a goat man, which was like skeletons, like he was just all bones, and he turns around and he just baas at them like a sheep or a goat.
Cue the Insane in the Rain Megalovania.
Yeah, and they tried to fight him, and he just said, "You're gonna have a bad time," and Megalovania played. And his skeleton bard friend over here started playing the fucking piano and ripping the fucking the keys.
He was killing it.
And so this satyr bard was giving them some issues, but they kind of handled it cleanly. And then at the end, they figured out that he was kind of free at this point, and he was the one who was killing all the people. And he made people tell them their secrets, and then if they didn't, he would kill them. It was kind of weird. And the funniest way he died, it was like, it was really funny. He got pushed down into this hole, and he kind of like, you know how in Roblox when a character dies, their like body splits up? That's what happened to like his skeletal body. It was funny. And so they find their gold in this room down here. They find also a crossbow and this random crystal orb that they don't know what does yet. They don't know what it does yet. And they found like 450 gold pieces. Do you guys have any like big moments from that fight that you guys want to talk about that you thought was like cool?
Yeah, I think it might have been my first time trying to like jazz it with the combat, trying to like improvise.
Yeah, where
with
you
my surroundings.
Yeah.
Where I tried to go the lolly strategy
and not kill.
and not kill, but more try and like figure out
What's
if there
going
was something
on? Yeah,
bigger at play. Yeah.
which is good.
So I ended up making performance checks to shred the keys with the other skeleton.
Which had like
man.
a little bit of success, but also like it wasn't really clear if you
Yeah.
succeeded or not. But it did give you some hints. It did give
Some.
you some hints.
And Lolly it
Yeah.
smashed the piano.
Oh yeah, Lolly did
Devastating me.
smash. Gabe, what else? Not Gabe. Gabe, if you have anything, you can say.
I can't really think of anything. It was pretty fun though. It was a good fight.
Laura demonstrated her
climbing
cat
abilities.
abilities.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
She
that
climbed
was
into the
jump.
spike pit and saw all the dead bodies.
And proceeded to loot them.
Hey, I mean, they don't need it.
True.
True.
That's
True.
true.
So true.
Okay, next.
Here's where things start to get real interesting.
Yeah, so that was session 2 and 3. I think that happened over the course of not 2 and 3, 3 and 4, and then 5. As they get back, you want to talk about this, Robert? You want to talk about this? What happened with Willow Spring?
So, my character, as I mentioned before, he's half elf, half human. So he's kind of like solidly like lower middle class, right? Like he doesn't have too much. He's not like poor. He can hold his own, but he kind of doesn't love rich people. So what he does is he gets pissed drunk off bad rolls.
Yeah, once
as
they
he
get
tends
back
to
to
do.
town.
Once they get back to town, after fighting these people, they get back to town. They decide to visit a tavern to kind of learn more about each other, and they wanted to figure out, like, kind of like find out more about each other, and like just like progress a little bit of the story. I think within each
Mhm.
other, and I ended up rolling piss poor on
That was one of
my,
your worst days I've ever seen, and it was funny as shit.
and so I got omega shit faced, and this girl walks in, right? And so my character, he's kind of a bard, right? So he's kind of like a
It's
he's kind
kind
of
of a bard.
he's kind of a bard, So he kind of just he's a little fucky, and he likes to fuck with people sometimes. So she walks in, and he doesn't know anything about her, right? He doesn't know who this woman is. He just knows she's nobility. So he starts fucking with her. He's like, just starts making fun of the fact that she's rich, and like insulting her, because
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't know that she like is the mayor of this town,
No, she doesn't.
and he proceeds to do this even though his teammates were
Keep
like,
telling
"Hey
him not
man,
to.
shut the fuck up."
I think you kept like getting your mouth covered in shit.
Yeah,
And
but I was
even
pissed
that,
drunk, so I
you
thought it
were-
was out of
You had
character.
drunk rage. You had drunk rage. You just
Yeah,
broke
I was-
through.
Yeah, so it led to the culmination of all this buildup of the back and forth between my character and this noblewoman, who we would later find out to be the mayor of this town,
The lady of the land.
the lady of the land, sorry. We would come to find that I would spit on her shoe, which ended up being
The worst case scenario.
kind of a poor choice. But honestly, I stand by my decision to do it because I think it's what I would have done if I were him in that position, right? I don't think his instinct would have been to hold back. So I still stand by it. Um, it was funny. It added an extra layer of bonding within the next session between the teammates who had to find a way to fight me out of jail.
Yeah, that was funny. So after this happened, they had to find a way to break him out, and the real savior of this breakout was Silva. You want to go
Truly.
over
Yeah.
that?
Well, sure. Basically, they were he was playing his songs and stuff, and it was kind of going okay. Like again, he was getting hit with a lot of piss poor rolls, and Silva was in good standing with Miss Willow Spring, unbeknownst to the other characters. So she was sitting kind of close to her, and
They're over here in like this section here, and he's like about to get his ass whooped by
It's
Willow
like
Spring.
a public execution kind of thing.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
public execution, but it was up
Just
to
a
it was
fist.
up to how many health points he had to see if he died or not. She did not care if he died, but
She just
she
wanted
was
to
not
piss the
she
shit
was
out
not go- yeah, she was just gonna try and beat the shit out of you to kind of like make you an example.
So he doesn't even remember this, by the way.
Mhm.
Let it be known that he wakes up in prison with no
Hungover.
recollection of anything.
Mm.
And it's up to the good man Lolliot to come and bring him medicine, bring him his instrument, so that he
Mm.
can kind of relax and chill out before.
and then a good old Silva with the class act.
Silva comes forward, and by the way, every interaction Silva and Robert have had up to this point has just been them making fun of each other, which is a common theme. So
It
earlier,
continues. Yes, that theme
it continues. Earlier in Miss Willow Spring actually did ask Silva, "Oh, are you dating Robert?" And because
He'll deny
she
being
saw
friends
me-
with me. Let it be known.
she was
But
like,
they
she was
lied.
like, I don't like that one. Are you friends with him? And I was like, no, he just kind of follows us around. And you didn't hear this part, now you are. And
No,
then,
I did hear.
in the
I
last
didn't hear, but I heard.
Yeah.
in the last moment right before she was about to beat the life out of him, Silva's just like, oh my god, in his last moments I realized how beautiful and strong and talented he is. Don't kill him, I would be so devastated. Please, I'd be so sad.
That exact voice.
So
that exact voice, by the
monotone.
way.
Just oh no,
my lover,
booty
please
hoo.
don't.
As by the way, I'm sitting there singing a death song because I'm prepared to die.
Yeah.
Silva comes through and it's just like, oh,
La-dee-da.
baby,
It
don't
would
kill him.
be-
He's so sexy.
Fly away.
So
In the
Um,
arms of the angels.
So then she's just like, fucking fine. And also, good thing, this is another time where I got an insane out of nowhere.
It was a what, persuasion roll, I think?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah, persuasion. And she was just like, fuck, fine. And let him go with no punishment.
That's insane to me that you got away. I let you get away. No, you got away
There've
because
been
you
two-
rolled high and you actually said like one of the. That was the funniest things I've ever heard.
It was a good character moment,
It was a good character moment. Also.
and it built up our friendship.
The
also,
friendship meter went up.
Also, hi Ashley, welcome to the stream. This is a D&D recap. If you are not into D&D, this is one of the perfect ways to get into it. We're currently recapping a bunch of sessions, and then if you've missed a bunch, this will be posted up on YouTube, and then you can watch, and you can get into this crazy world that I've made with a bunch of my friends that is still going every single Friday. Also, booper duper, see you later. Okay, so he gets let go from Willow Springs hands of death, and you guys are given a mission delivered by Willow Spring. It is to escort her daughter to a gala in the capital city, Asgarth. Which, by the way, I want to tell you right now, I'll keep it a buck. I meant to name it Agartha, but I fucked that up. And so that's funny to me. So it wasn't Asgarth, it was Agartha. And I fucked that
It's
up.
okay.
So that's fine.
Typos are common in this campaign, I believe.
Yeah. But that's fine. It honestly, it doesn't really matter.
My character's name's in a different language, and I didn't mess that up, bro.
That's fine.
Well, you did. Okay. Well,
Rich, haha, rich, ha.
So next what happens is Silva's trying to find a party together, which is already there for her, and she picks all of them. And her way of really getting Robert out of trouble is saying, if he helps us, will you like let him go? And then Dana's like,
yeah, because
I
I'm
want.
supposed to do like community service, right?
Yeah, this is your
Yeah.
community service. You're supposed to be the meat shield for Dana if things go bad, and play her bedtime stories or play
Yeah.
night lullabies. Play her lullabies.
Yeah.
And so you guys get a bunch of different. What's it called? You guys get a bunch of different items and stuff, and like you guys find. Oh, there it is. Okay, I figured it out. Robert, that ring that you got from. So Robert goes to the temple, meets this beautiful young priestess in training, Lady Velma.
I mean a stunner. Like, chat, hear me out. Fucking,
Except she's
like a
celibate,
10.
so it doesn't really matter. So
Yeah, it's true.
at least as far as we know, yeah. But Robert's ring of guidance that he gets from her, so that's 3 uses per long rest, right? That's 3 uses. So you only get to use it 3 times per long rest. Then it has to be recharged. Then what? Fucking Lolliot got a goddamn shield, another big ass shield. And then you two, Dana, not Dana,
Aylin
the letter for Nova's character. Well, I guess it was to Willow Spring, but Nova's character got it instead. And Lolliot, they both got letters. So the one that reads out to Nova is, Miss Willow Spring, I am writing to you as confirmation of your arrival to the electoral gala. As agreed, in your stead, your daughter shall arrive instead and shall meet with our hired bodyguard, OT. Thank you so much for your cooperation. We shall assure she has a wonderful time. Seamus Cravenway. And then to Lolliot, he gets a letter that he reads out. And for him, you guys couldn't see this, but for him it said, "Hello, I've missed you for quite some time. I'm sorry we couldn't chat much last time. I had to run. These guards have a hard time deciphering between my writing and one of their officials. So don't fret about being caught. It's hidden so only you can see. Find me in Asgarth to be just in time for a new adventure. I think I've perfected my experiment." So then that happens, and that ends session 5, and we are almost done. We now head to session 6, and they are finally off. They're finally off to Asgarth, stepping out of literally the tutorial town. The name Algama, which is this town, is, I think, Estonian for beginnings. I think that's how I picked out the name.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, that's how I picked out the name. I just go to Google Translate and then go to different languages and find a translation that sounds cool. Or I'll pick from like different mythologies. Yeah, but sometimes Latin is really like weird and doesn't sound cool.
Mm.
Interesting.
But yeah, so first off, for the adventure off to Asgarth, so Ilara actually had, I fell asleep on session 4. Well, Lexi, don't worry. This will be up on the YouTube channel along with the first 2 sessions.
You can just go to sleep normally. You don't have to stay up.
It's actually 11 a.m. her time. So she took a nap.
Oh.
So she's
just sleeping in.
Yeah, she just fell asleep during my stream, which I have nothing wrong with. Your phone and laptop are still on. They're still giving me views. I don't care.
Sound of my voice. my beautiful, just.
It's
deep,
my voice.
rich
They
voice.
love it. Wow.
They love it.
Is your phone dead? No, my phone is not dead. My phone is not dead. Why?
You know what I hate? When people call me on stream and then tell me to pick up.
That's weird. Anyways, what was I gonna say?
After saying that out loud, I realized that I do that to you sometimes, don't I?
Yeah. you say Discord? Um.
Who's the Trojan dude?
That's your true love.
Trojan what?
The Trojan dude.
Who got banned? Oh, he hit me with the fucking jump scare thing. And it was really funny. It did hurt my ears though. Anyways, sorry. Continuing. So, in this session, this is off to Asgarth. And basically, for off to Asgarth, Ilara was asleep during this, and she gets hit with a dream sequence where she ends up dreaming about her previous home. Sorry. So, she's in this dream sequence, and she ends up, like, seeing her father, and people keep telling her it's just a dream, you know? But it's like, I'm so glad to see you, even though this is just a dream. But this is just something that you created within your subconscious. And as she goes and sees her little brothers, who are sitting in the like, tattered living room, she hears a voice behind her, which sounds like Oliver, who took a huge interest in her, right? And he's like, yeah, I've infiltrated your dreams. The fuck you gonna do about it, pussy? And
Quite literally, as she is a cat.
yeah. And then she wakes up afterwards, and they all get their stuff. They meet the Bronsons, who give them their carriage, and Aylin learns about the Bronson's daughter, who is a druid who protected the village or the town, and she kind of gets sad, but and so then they go and they're off, and they leave with all 6 of them plus Josh, who is Dana Willowspring's like bodyguard, and also like Lady Willow Spring's main bodyguard, but she can kind of handle herself. And then in the carriage, Josh and the rest of the party play some chess. Donnie, do you want to go over what happened there? Also, Snuds, your greatest moment with chess.
I think this may be just a perfect explanation in and of itself.
Hmm.
Yeah, there it is. That's all I'm gonna say. I just rolled a d20 on the website.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. So, Josh kind of wiped the floor with Robert at the beginning. It kind of evened out later on.
Thanks to the help of my good friend Snudge. Would you
Snuds,
like to
do you
take
want
it
to?
away?
Yeah. Do you want to say what you did?
Yeah, I suddenly just got the idea that maybe I can shift things into Robert's favor with the chess game, and I decided, okay, I'll flip a coin and pretend to drop it, and then I'll ask Josh, like, hey, can you pick that up? And then he did, because he's an idiot, and then I snagged his bishop and helped Donnie win. It was epic.
Yeah, it was
epic.
funny. It was funny.
So smart. I will say, one of the things I've discovered that I really enjoyed throughout this campaign, one thing that I don't think I really expected was Gabe's fucking insane creativity
Game
during
is
both
yeah.
role playing and combat. He
Mm.
does just the coolest shit. That is always, it's always so good for the story.
In terms of like exploration and combat, Gabe is like the most creative, and he brings out really funny things. Is he the most efficient? Sometimes not.
Hell yeah. Oh,
No,
Yeah,
not
definitely.
all the time. Not all the time. Sometimes you do like, cause if you were to do like most efficient stuff, like you could do some other things.
it's for the content, bro.
It is for the content. I think the most efficient probably would be like, Aylin,
Just
and
full time.
Silva. Aylin and Silva are very efficient fighters. But creativity wise, it's definitely like Snuds, Robert, and
I think Snudge has me tenfold though.
when Alara finally gets her stride and like starts doing some shit, rogues are insane. They can do.
When Alara shows up.
Yeah, but she has finals, so it's fine. Rebecca has
yeah, I'm
finals.
kidding. I'm
So,
kidding. I don't blame her.
yeah. So they go, and as they go, Sage, still trying to. Oh, by the way, at that bookstore, Aylin found a book that talked about a condition called, like familiar regression, where if the Fae has a Fae creature has, or a familiar has a strong bond to someone who is, really it's a strong bond, like they're like caster. Basically, the like familiar will start to die, right? They'll start to fade from existence, and the only way to do this is to kind of like bind it to your own character or to yourself, and make a bond with that familiar. So she finds this out and is trying to find a way to stop this from happening. But you can't at the moment. So time goes on, and they end up meeting this. They end up going through this road, and they see 3 people. One big ass bald dude with buff, like he's so buff. And then 2 hooded figures. And they this dude ends up ripping out a tree and throwing it in the path of the carriage, and they start to fight. It was supposed to be really scary and strong. They wiped the floor with this guy in like seconds. It was so sad. I thought it was going to be so much more of a fight, but they kind of just fucked on him. It was really sad. For me as a DM, it was really cool though. Then they leave.
Sorry,
they
wait. Sorry to interrupt you. Do you still need nitro?
I have it. I bought it.
Okay.
And so what ends up happening is, they try to ask him why he was like trying to fight them or whatever, and he said, these 2 people said I would be able to, like, he was like, these 2 blah, and before he got a word out, the 2 hooded figures who were asleep from Robert's spell woke up, killed him, and then killed themselves. And they said, "You shall not know anything." And so they all fucking died. And it was crazy. And next, they then ended up with finding a campfire nearby, and there was a bunch of not a bunch, sorry, there's a campfire nearby that's getting set up by a traveling bard group. If any of you guys want to talk about them, feel free. You're muted, Donnie.
You're so right. You're so right. They were especially interesting to my character as they were really the first bards I think I had ever come into contact with, save for the Shader Bard.
Yeah.
So they did something especially massive for me. They told me a tale of a dude named Pot, right? And he is like this mythical guy who allegedly has a spell that if you sing it, basically you summon him. And so I'm really clinging on to that idea. I still haven't gotten to implement that thus far in the story, but it was really eye-opening because it was like this other group of bards and they knew some lore that I didn't know. So it just really pushed into my mind that there's still so much that like I don't know.
This world is massive. Yeah.
It's fucking huge, man.
Oh my god, Kibi, thank you so much for the party rate of 9.
Let's go!
Let's go! Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. We're doing our D&D recap. We're on session 6 of 9, but this will be posted up onto a YouTube channel later. So anybody here from Kibi's channel, thank you so much. How was stream? 2 raids during this. This is great. But yeah, no, they gave you a bunch of stuff. And I don't know if Gabe's back, but Gabe changed their name from Lawrence and the Gang to Alvin and the Chipmunks. Right. Snuds has a pet chipmunk named Alvin. Didn't know you were doing a 24-hour stream. Congrats. Yeah, we're trying to go for 24 hours so I can fix my sleep schedule. And so Snuds changed their name to Alvin and the Chipmunks, but their only way that they would be able to do it is, oh, Gabe, if you want to talk about the Alvin and the Chipmunk thing since you're here.
Oh yeah, that was wonderful. All right, so I don't remember exactly how the idea came up, but we were talking to some bard people, and we decided that like, hey, we should like change. You guys should change your name to something, and then they offered to trade my chipmunk Alvin, but yeah, we were gonna change their name to Alvin and the Chipmunks, but then I pulled a sneaky on him, and I decided I'll go into the forest and get my own chipmunk. So I made a trap, and I got a replacement chipmunk, and I pulled a Uno reverse card on him, and it was pretty sick.
Yeah, it was funny. The swapping of the chipmunks, so smart. What else happened? Next was, what was it? What was it? It was, also, you know what I've realized? Gabe, your character has detect thoughts. Dude, you're just Professor Xavier from fucking X-Men.
True.
He's just got.
You know what else I just realized?
What?
Have we talked about Alvin at all?
Alvin? No, this
Alvin's
is the first.
still important.
He's still important. This is the first introduction to Alvin, I think.
Well, I mean, no, he was in the first one.
No, he wasn't. No,
actual
this is the
chipmunk.
first time I brought him up because I forgot that Gabe had
Yeah.
a pet chipmunk.
Gabe, you gotta talk about your character more.
Yeah, man. Funny goblin, funny chipmunk, haha.
True. So true, dude. So true.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, after that, oh, right. Ilara fucked somebody.
Whoa.
So
crazy.
there was a hot tiefling bard. This little hot scarlet red hair
the
thing.
session I missed.
This was the session you missed where you could have had the craziest lesbian threesome. or as they like to call it, drumming practice.
I don't think Alara was too happy to share. I think she was glad that she got her 1-to-1.
She was not the top in that situation. Canonically, she was not the top in that situation. Canonically, she was not the top. You think the tiefling bard who puts her arms around you and says, "Here, this is how you drum," and puts her hands on top of yours and is drumming, you think she's the bottom? Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. She's about to teach you how to use some drumsticks she made herself.
So,
Sheesh.
Jericho,
Yeah.
question: would sex toys be magic operated instead of battery operated in this world?
Well,
Yeah, actually, yeah.
he's asking for next session.
Yeah, just for world building. Just want to
So you remember?
word?
So you remember how? So later on, I said arcane runes powered that oven and created fire in there. There's arcane runes for electricity. So of course, a good tinkerer might be able to do that. However, silicon and plastic isn't really like something that's well made just yet.
Let's see.
Oh, we can't hear you, Nova, but I think you said, what are we talking about?
I am singing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
No, you can continue. I'm very sorry. I like this part.
And so what ended up happening was Elara wanted to learn how to play the drums from this lady, Adenine, I think that was her name. Or was it Adenine? Or hang on, I have to find session 7. Her name was no, not Adenine, Andila. Or Andila. Any one of those pronunciations is fine. So, she talks to her, is like, "Hey, can you teach me how to drum?" Lot of fucking fire lights up in this girl's eyes. She's like, "Fuck yeah." And they kind of, you know how there's like gay panic and you don't know if like you guys have heard that phrase, right? Gay panic.
I've
How
not,
like
but it's
so
kinda
so
funny.
gay panic is when somebody who's gay can't tell if somebody else who's gay is just being nice to them or flirting with them.
Oh.
Every gay person has experienced this. However, in this situation, this did not happen. Not once. Not at all. They knew immediately what was, being
The
asked.
paradigm. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they were like, all right. But to Alara's surprise, Angela was more of a group teacher and asked Lolliot and Aylin if they wanted to join in on the drumming circle. And let me bring you guys to the campsite. Also, this is where they fought. Yeah, these are the graves of the people they killed, or I guess who killed themselves. And then over here was the campsite, and so there's a campfire here, and Ilara and Andilla fucked. Aylin kind of wanted to join in too, but as soon as she kind of tried to, she started crying. And she has this not engagement ring, but she has this ring on one of her hands. And the only thing that was brought to attention was, maybe someone important in her life is not there anymore. And so what ended up happening is, Lolliot didn't want any part of it. Not that he didn't want to. He's just, I'm chilling. And so they went off and they fucked. Fortunately enough, Alara rolled high enough to not get any STDs, so that was good.
That was a funny check that you made her do.
I always make people roll Constitution after they fuck. And then, what was it? so that happened, and Gabe, did you have something to say?
No, I was clearing my throat.
Oh, okay, cool. And then after that happened, they all try to go to bed. Dana's chilling. She's like learning about a bunch of cool tales from Robert and Lawrence, who's the half-orc bard who was telling his tales. And when they all come back, they all try to go to bed. And then bullywugs arrive, and Lolliot sees them, and they look like they're about to eat all of them, and they're hungry. So, you know, they handle them, they kill them. And then they're like, oh shit, one runs away, and they're like, fuck, we should follow them. And so they do. And when they follow them, they come across this giant cavern where there's this huge ogre, two in fact, with their feet sticking out. Home to, as far as they know, the ogre Morgug, because he always says his own name. And
It's Morgug, not Borgug.
I'm Morgug, he Borgug. That's kind of the vibe. And they go there and they learn that they want to go to Algama because Algama has the best food. And through a few jogs in their memories, they learn ogres like to eat people. That's a common thing that happens. So they try to decide what they're going to do, and the next day after they get a good night's rest, they head over to the cavern. They head over to the cavern, and they fight the two ogres, which honestly kind of fucked them up just a little bit, but not too hard. And they came out on top. They tried to... Robert, if you want to talk about your conversations with Morgug.
Well, you know, I tried to, because Lolliot was there, and I want to respect Lolliot's no-killing rule.
Yeah.
As much as I can. I tried to talk it out with them. You know, I was like, me no food. Food no there. No. Food? Food dish. You know, and I would, present them
rations,
something.
Yeah.
So I would throw rations at them. Eat Morgug. And I kept fucking up the name.
Yeah, and that's why if you just said his name right a few more times, he would have been fine.
But yeah, no, that was I think that fight was our first big scare as a group, maybe.
Mhm.
That fight was the first one that fucked us up. But I will say it might have been the first one where we realized Aylin's full potential as a character who can turn into a
That
big
one and the
fucking
one
bear.
before, yeah. So
The one before that, we didn't really get to experience the bear though.
the bear, no.
This one-
But the last one, she used
vines.
Yeah, entangle, and she just stunned the whole encounter. There were like 7 bullywugs that tried to kill them, but they all got wrapped up in vines and couldn't do anything. And then in this one, since she's a druid, she can turn into animals, and she turned into a fucking bear and fucked up one of them.
Yeah, no. So this one was another pretty. Oh, Lolliot!
Let's
Oh,
go.
puggies!
I was just talking about how I was respecting your no killing rule for this fight and explaining how it all went down with Moore and Borgug, respectively.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how far
Ah.
are we right now?
We are session 7?
Yeah, this is the
Morgug Borgug just died.
Yeah, this is the one where we're talking about like the ogres and shit.
Me no food, you no food, ration
Yeah.
food. Me, you
Feels
give
good.
orange, give me you, give me orange you.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late, and so I got caught up with Overwatch
All
things.
good. All
Better
good. I
late
don't
than
mind.
never.
I don't
I'll say it.
Yeah.
Better late than never. We appreciate you showing up.
Do you have to
Oh, you-
retouch the layout?
Just
Mr.
just a
Rico?
little bit. No worries though.
Sorry for screwing your layout up.
No, it's all good. I'm not pissed or anything or fucking angry or like want to shit in your mouth or something. Like, no, it's fine. You just
You want
do
me to kiss it better, homie?
please.
Please. Pin.
But yeah, did you have any thoughts on this particular fight?
On the Morguk and
Yeah, the
the
big
other one.
Yeah, Morgug and Gorgug. Oh, not
hold
Gorgug.
on, I'm trying-
Borgug. Morgug and Borgug.
I'm trying to remember how it went exactly.
I know you just tank shit again. Every time you
Yeah.
fight, you just tank shit.
There was only like the one time where I did a lot of damage to them, right?
There was like one
think.
thing. No, actually, you fucked up one of them. You actually shit on one of them so hard. I remember you did like 2 like slashes with your sword because of your extra attack, and like yeah, it was kind of crazy. Real quick, since you're here, do you want to talk about your relationship with Devin, because we didn't expand on that much.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, most of it was shown like in the thing since they met with him being, you know, like kind of introduced to the guards and stuff, and
Also, your opinions and stuff on Devin.
my opinions on Devin. I really like Devin. I like the idea of giving Lolly some sort of like little companion, and then the rest of the party eventually. It was really nice because it kind of ties in with his backstory, like him wanting a normal brother. I won't say more to that, but
Yeah.
like him kind of wanting a normal family, and I feel like Lolly had thought of Devin as like a little brother, a real family member.
And to some extent Barry too, once Barry like started showing his appreciation.
Yeah.
Because actually when you left, you ended up getting them, or you ended up getting Barry a job or at training to be a guard, and they showed their appreciation by both splitting on a coupon, well I guess like a semi-paid shield for you.
Yeah.
A new one. Yeah.
20 AC now because of that too, which is
I know,
great.
kind of busted. And so after this, you guys, to your knowledge, saved Algama, and you guys head back. You see that the bards are gone. Sorry, what's up? Oh, I thought someone said something. Okay. The bards are gone, and you guys are now on the road again. And as you go on the road, you end up seeing this forest, right? This big ass forest where, if we go to right here, was actually like right down here, right? That forest was like right down there. And they had a decision of left or right, and they chose left, and they ended up in this forest.
Hold up, I'm pulling up roll 20 real quick.
All good. Silva, if you want to explain kind of what happened, because this is like your big moment.
Yeah, this was actually an accident. I think Jericho forgot my backstory.
I forgot that. I forgot that part of your backstory.
Yeah. So Silva has a thing for fairies because she's been having dreams about them and has kind of had. And we get there and we see a pixie, right? And she's just fucking losing her mind. Also, Robert's also losing his mind because he's into like fae shit. I've had a bit about this prepared for the entire stream. I hope you all know this.
He did DM me that she's prepared.
Okay, so basically, this fairy Gideon is like granting wishes to people. And I wish, because I'm so like, oh my fucking god, like, whoa, what the fuck? I'm like, do you have... Oh, well, actually, no. First he talks to Aylin, then they do some shit. But then
he's trying to grant somebody a wish to prove that he still can, but he can't because he lost his wand.
Yeah, and like Aylin and Dana, they're hijinks. Anyways, back to the Silva part because I'm self-centered. So, basically, she's like, whoa, what the fuck is this? She's like, wait, do you, like, know any other fairies? Like, do you know who I am? Do you know where I came from? And he's like, no, I don't know who you are, like, but I can, like, ask around. And then he's like, what's your name? So that I can, like, you know, tell my fairy bros. And then, fuck out. Bam! Secret princess!
What the fuck? Oh my god, you have a tiara. Oh my god, what the... That's a good...
It's been under there, and I've been getting a headache from it, but I've been so excited for this joke.
Oh, girl in the kingdom doing all right, till I became a princess overnight.
So then, yeah, I got this for a photo shoot I did with my friend.
Nice.
But basically, she's like, I'm Silva Arthura from the Kingdom of Arthura. And
Princess
now Robert
to King Arthura.
Yeah, Robert and Princess Arthura. Now Robert's pooping his pants at this point because
Yeah, me and my
earlier-
lore brain is like jizzing itself like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I was like over the moon. I was
Robert
It
loves
opened so
nothing but
much.
legends and like the
Yeah.
coolness of the world. And what better person to learn from than somebody who has such deep and rich history throughout the land, albeit she lied about most of her.
A lot of it.
Yeah, she lied about herself up until this point, and she reveals that she's a princess, and Gideon starts like sucking her toes or some shit.
I'm sorry, Your Highness. Praise be. You may have unlimited wishes.
Yeah, and then she's just like, all right, that's fine. Just give Dana what she wants, bitch. I don't.
Mhm.
You're not. I'm like, you're not relevant to my plot. So
Pony!
get out.
And then she wants ponies, which was, and then he granted her spectral ponies that she could ride for like 5 minutes, and then they leave. But after they leave, the common way to know if a fairy is around is the smell of daisies and the sound of and jingling of bells. But as soon as that left, they were introduced to the smell of muffins.
Muffin.
Muffin.
Muffin. And really quick, everyone's wish was so. Robert figured out what his ring did because he didn't initially. The ring from Lady Velma. It was a ring of guidance, and it has 3 uses per long rest. It has to be attuned. Gabe or Snuttermotto got a fucking Molotov cocktail. He got a cup of mead.
So cool.
He got a cup of mead, which he later used as a Molotov cocktail. Ilara didn't get anything that they know of. Lolliot, didn't you get an apple?
Yep.
Yeah, Lolliot wanted an apple because he was hungry, and he got a green
Lolliot
apple.
is just Johnny Appleseed. That's who he is.
He
Uh,
asked about knowing where his brother was, but
He didn't
the
know.
fairy
Yeah.
couldn't grant the wish.
And then Aylin asked for a way to help Sage, her hawk, from dying, which she was given a wand of Find Familiar, which was able to cast a spell Find Familiar, and she is then able to, create that bond with her and Sage. So after all that happens, they then go to they keep going through this forest, and they see this old log cabin. And by the way, I'm gonna reveal some stuff to you once we get there, but it's like really quaint and like quiet. But they end up seeing that there's this like old lady there, and the people to come up to her are Robert and Aylin, pretending to be a married couple.
So, really quickly, I'd just like to flex that I semi-called it beforehand, right? Like, I knew it was gonna be some Hansel and Gretel type shit. I knew that there was. Well, I did.
Oh, your microphone's not working now.
Oh, hello.
Yeah,
okay.
okay, you're
He's
good.
back.
I
There you
kind
go.
of did, but kind of didn't. Like, when I heard there was a single old lady who just liked to bake muffins, I was like, well, there's something up here. But at the same time, my character, being a lover of like lore and old stuff, just is inclined to
You
like old people.
Yeah,
He just likes old people canonically, so
course.
I just had to go with it, you know.
of
He
course.
likes gilfs.
As
don't
soon
like
as Jericho
gills.
said, fun fact, this is the first map I've made that we won't have a battle
course
in.
I
Yeah,
lied.
no, that was the same thing. I was like,
Of course I
what?
lied.
No.
I was like, oh, fuck this guy. I knew immediately as soon as you said that. I was like, oh, I hadn't noticed that we'd had a battle in every map until you pointed it out.
Of course, however, that is something that I will have to do, where like I'm making
Lie.
like. No, I genuinely have to do it because
You're
there's
telling
like
me you're a big
explorations.
fat liar, huh?
You guys technically through the dungeon that you guys went through in session 3 and 4, you guys could have gone through that whole thing without fighting anything.
It's true.
There's always a way out without having to fight anything.
Lolly creaming his jeans at the mention of that.
Yeah. Oh, no
Wait,
combat?
did,
But
No
did
combat.
somebody take a
Pog.
photo? Am I smoking reefer?
I have no idea.
What?
I
But
thought I heard a camera noise really loud.
no. But
Are you
anyways,
smoking?
yeah. Anyways,
Aren't you a baby?
the baby?
The baby?
I'm so disoriented
big-
right now. Hold on.
You child. Anyways, so they go and they meet this old grandma. What? Fuck. What was her name? Hang on, I gotta pull it up. Her name was.
No.
Nope, it was not
Wait.
Mildred. It was
Tabby,
not Mildred.
Tabitha.
Tabitha. Grandma
Tabitha.
Tabby.
Yeah.
Because I remember, because I drew the connection that it's like cat, Tabby, cat, because it's like Alara is also a cat.
Yeah, so they
That's
meet
funny.
Grandma Tabitha or Granny Tabby, and you know, she's super nice to them. She offers them muffins, all these baked goods, these pies, a room to stay in, all these things. She's like so sweet to all of them. She talks about, you know, her dead husband who unfortunately isn't with her anymore, and how she feeds like a bunch of animals and stuff, using the food that she cooks, all
Aylin
these things.
creamed over that.
Why do you keep linking music in my chat?
He's jamming to music and wants
I'm
people to
vibing.
jam along with him.
People can join.
Yeah, but that's it. Never mind.
I'll sub.
Yeah.
Here, wait, hold on.
Yeah,
Wait, I can't purge my own messages. Can you purge
I'll
me?
purge you.
There, thank you.
But anyways, so what ends up happening is they go through, you know, they eat this food, they go to bed, they play some charades, they go to bed, and they wake up and the house turns from this beautiful log cabin on the inside to a fucking disaster. Everything's broken, furniture's gone. She's in this old rocking chair, braiding Dana, this sweet young girl's hair, and she's like,
Oh, well, sweetheart. Do you want to hear a tale of the Muffin Man?
and Dana's like,
Yes, Granny. I baked him into muffins and then ate him.
and it was that kind of deal. And they just said, "I fuck it, we killing an old bitch." And they fought her, and they all almost died. This was easily the hardest fight.
But it didn't have to be.
It
right?
did not have to be. No, there was a rolling pin. She continuously said,
This is the source of my power.
however, no one ever destroyed the the rolling pin.
I died
until
before we figured this out.
the very
So,
end.
that's a lie.
The very end. I don't know. There were so many chances, even when you guys heard it. Even when you guys heard it, there were chances. Other people who were alive too. Like, the most unfortunate, Gabe being fucking afraid, and like Gabe's character being hit with like the fear, and him having to continuously run away. That sucked. You only rolled 8s on your saving throws, and that was so. I felt so bad for you, cause like sometimes that's
'cause
just how dice work.
Isn't that... Wouldn't that equal out to permadeath? Or how does permadeath work in D&D?
Wait, what do you mean? No.
I
So
wasn't down.
he wasn't down. He was afraid, so he was
Oh.
running away. In order to not be
I
afraid,
thought those
he
were
had to-
saving throws.
those were saving throws, but there
They're
weren't.
saving
Those
throws so
weren't.
he doesn't get affected.
Yeah, those were wisdom saving throws, not life death saving throws. So that's how that worked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I thought he died and you just wanted to keep his character in.
No.
No, Jericho's not afraid to kill us all.
Yeah,
Apparently.
which we should have a session 0 about that, like a session 0.5 thing about that, and like rebrushing on expectations, so then I can get a better feel, so I can like adjust some of my DMing practices. But anyways, so they after a long ass fucking fight, they rocked her shit. This session will be up. They rocked her shit, and yeah, they learned that she was evil. And I think where it left off, she's getting
left off-
treated. She's getting
she's
treated
getting-
by Aylin, right?
but she smirked.
She did smirk. Right.
I don't remember who saw it.
It
though,
was
'cause you
it
said
was
only a
me.
person saw it.
I used perception. I rolled extremely high, and I saw that she smirked.
She smirked.
And
Yeah.
I wanted to just off this old lady.
As
I
far
won't
as you
lie.
know, it was a smile, and it only happened when she got healed.
So it could have been like her just getting
thank you,
healed.
but-
Wow.
That's up to
Thanks,
you guys
Wow.
next session.
Wow.
I mean, I want to
love
just
killing
kill.
old
I just
people.
want to kill the old lady
And
because she made me mad.
that's
Not
fair.
in character. You like gilfs.
I don't like gilfs, either both in or out of character.
Damn. Well, that's basically the recap for the last 9 sessions up till this point, and
Woo!
we are
Augers.
so close to we are about another day away from getting to Asgard, the capital city. And so far, the map of Asgard, this is what we have so far that I'm going to show you guys. Yeah, guys, say hi YouTube and chat.
Hi
Hi,
YouTube.
YouTube.
This is if you guys want to show up on my stream, I made a lot of progress from last night. I definitely have some more brushing up to do. I don't.
Wow, yeah. When I left off, you had so much less than this. Holy shit,
Yeah,
this is so much.
there's a lot of stuff, and I have. And
Is there a
here's-
beach episode? Pog you?
there's
Silva in a bikini? Who would ever? No.
Lolly in a one piece.
Lolly in
Oh,
Snug in a Speedo?
Ollie in the speedo.
Snudge does it for aerodynamic efficiency. But here's the coolest part. This is how much I have planned for things that you can explore. And that's not even half of it.
Pog you.
That's not half of it.
Oh,
There's
Robert hates beaches.
there's something on the beach. Beach episode.
there's so much for you guys to do here.
I stay fully dressed for the beach episode because I don't want sand to get in my instruments.
Everyone takes everything off of Robert just to put him in a bikini.
True. But anyways, that is all for the recap. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy. Quick things before we dip out. I'm a new DM, so I don't know a lot. So if you watch the sessions from here forth, rules are going to change. I'm going to be getting used to stuff. I'm going to not know rules. Feel free to correct me. Feel free to do whatever. But I'm new, so if you're new, this will probably be the best for you so we can like go along together. If you're experienced, feel free to help correct me. But I'm no Matt Mercer. I'm no Brentley Mulligan. I'm no Matt Colville. I'm just trying my best. And I'm just trying to learn how to play this game with my friends. But if
And
you,
where can they find these sessions live on?
Twitch.tv/JerichoManuel_. Pog you. Okay.